I want to go to Sam. First time call out of Atlanta, Georgia. Sam, thank you for calling and holding. You're on the air.
Jesse, it is a pleasure to talk to you. I've been listening to you for not too long now, and I believe what you're saying is the truth. I have a question regarding the girl that I'm seeing now, and just a little bit of background on me. I grew up without church, without God. Lately, I've been rethinking that after listening a lot to you, and especially listening to the part about the head, the man being the head of the wife, and faith coming through the man. And my girlfriend grew up in the church, so I want to be able to give that to her.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that. I started doing your prayer. That has made me feel a whole lot better, but I still have a long way to go to find God. But my question isn't so much around that.
Let me correct one thing. Don't ever say or believe that again. You don't. The fact that you realize that you need to find God, or whatever you want to call it, in that very moment you found Him. Because if you hadn't realized you needed to find Him, you wouldn't be looking for it, right? You wouldn't know that something is missing. And the fact that you know that it was He that is missing, in that very moment you found Him. So don't let Satan tell you that you got a long ways to go. There's no such thing as a long ways to go. God is right here, right now. He's not a long ways away from you. He's in you, within, and He's always been there. He's right at hand. So you've already found Him. Do not listen to that.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that advice.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know much about how to think about things because I just didn't. I was poisoned by liberal ideology,
Yes.
and I grew out of that a couple of years after college. Thank goodness I did.
Yes.
So my girlfriend, who I have every intention on marrying at some point, she holds on to resentment. And even before I started listening to you, I've always talked to her about forgiveness. And I didn't get that from the church. I just always thought that forgiving was the right thing to do.
Yes, sir.
And it poisons it poisons yourself. It poisons your soul. And she has this tendency to hold on to it, whether it's family or friends. It's just this negative, terrible negativeness. And I know it's because her father left her mother at a younger age, and she's always been tortured by the fact that her father don't want to have anything to do with her. So, I brought up the subject a couple of times. Well, maybe you should think about forgiving your father, and she really needs to forgive her mother too, because I think it was like you who said your mother turned you away from your father. Well, her mother's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage her, but I want to encourage her in the right way. How do I do that?
Okay, number one, she doesn't hate her father. She's yearning for her father. She hates her mother, and you're fortunate in that you know that now before you marry her. Don't marry her in that state of mind, because it's not going to work. She'll destroy you and your children. So don't marry her until she get past that. That makes sense?
Yes. And if she can't get in touch with her father, which she's tried before, how does she forgive him? And how do I know that she's there?
The first thing she needs to do is to forgive her mother, and everything else will start to work out. She will start to see, and if it meant for her to go and face her father, that would happen naturally. Her whole life will open up. It's the resentment of the mother that has prevented her life from opening up. So she got to go and forgive her mother.
Okay. All right.
Are you having sex with her?
Yes.
Shame. You cannot and will not be able to help her and screw her too. You're not married to her. How are you going to guide her in the right way to go, and you're doing wrong yourself? You got to be a living example of what you're telling her to be. She needs to see that light in you. And you're just like the average Christian. You're saying one thing but doing another one. And so you got to become what you say or what you want her to be.
Right.
Are you living with her too?
What's that?
Are you guys living together?
Nope. She doesn't live with me. She lives with her family.
Well, you need to stop screwing her.
Okay.
Because she can't help but look to you. Her father let her down. Her mother let her down. So she's looking for love from you, and sex is not love.
Right.
And so you
I feel
got
like
to
that's going
what?
to be a harder point to get across to her, to be honest, than me.
What do you mean?
Well, just like I said, it's going to be harder. It's going to be a harder point to get across to her that we're not having sex anymore than it will be to me.
Why would that be a harder problem for her?
Because I think she's more driven by that desire.
Oh, by sex?
Yeah.
She's looking for love. And she thinks sex is love. And also she's controlling you with the sex. And
I believe that to be true, yeah.
Yeah, see, women are very, very, mamma mia, very insecure, right? And so, and instead of dropping the anger about going and forgiving their mothers and returning to the father so that they can be made whole again, they try to create a world around them to make themselves feel secure. So they have a false sense of security. And so by controlling you and controlling the children and controlling the people at work and controlling everything, she's trying to be secure. So that's what she's doing with sex right now. She's using you to get a false sense of security.
Mm.
She's controlling you.
Interesting. Well, I got to tell you, I appreciate you taking my call,
So,
Mr. Peterson.
Yeah, but here's what you... Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say there's been two Petersons that I've been listening a whole lot to, and you're one of them, and I bet you can guess the other one.
Gordon Peterson.
No,
Jordan.
Yeah, that's correct.
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
yeah, I had him on the show before. He's a smart man. But how old are you, Sam?
27.
Oh, okay. So listen. So you want to know how to get your girlfriend to overcome this anger, right? Stop having sex with her. You become a perfect example. And tell her you're not going to marry her until she forgive her mother and her father, because it's not going to work otherwise. You're getting married in hell, and you don't want to start your life out like that.
Okay.
Will you let me know how it goes?
I'll call you. I'll call the show back in a little while. I'll let you know how it goes.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Hold on. Can you hold on a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, let me take a break. Back in a moment. So, Sam, I asked if you were doing my silent prayer. You don't know about it. I made a
I couldn't quite hear you. I'm sorry. I started your silent prayer yesterday morning on SoundCloud, and I did it yesterday night, and I did it again this morning.
Oh, great. What do you think of it?
Well, I've always thought, isn't the first time I've heard that you need to really think and pray in the morning and have your own personal time that's quiet and really focused.
Yes.
It's not the first time I heard it, but I heard it from you in such a direct way, and this is what you should do, and this is going to make you feel better. So that's what encouraged me to do it. I think it's great. Like I said, it's only happened 3 times now, but I'm going to keep it up, and I'm going to see where it takes me.
Sam, you are a blessed man. You're on your way. Stay with the prayer. Life is going to open up for you. You're going to see clearer. All your inner conflict, whatever you may have going on, will disappear. You will have perfect peace. And then you're going to find yourself dealing with your girlfriend in the proper way. And whatever will be. If she stays, it's going to work out. If she leaves, it's going to work out. Because you're going to love what's right with all your heart, soul, and might, along with nothing else. And when you love like that, you can't help but have a good life. And I really wish you well with it, man. But stay with the prayer. Stop having sex with your girlfriend, because she's looking for real love. And a lot of women are looking for real love from these men, but instead of getting love, they get screwed. And that's not good, because men are Christ on earth, and they're supposed to love the woman with the love of God working through them. And that's what your girlfriend needs.
Well, I'm trying to, like you always say, I'm trying to rebuild the man, and I'm trying to rebuild myself first.
Yes, that's right. Once you rebuild yourself, the light going to shine through you, and you'll be guided. It's going to be amazing the impact you have on others.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to work hard at it, because I want to be there for her. She means a lot to me.
Yeah, just let her know if you're not going to marry her until she get past this anger, because you already see what you're getting into. And if you married this woman, because a lot of men don't see what they're getting into, they only find out the morning after the night of, right? But you know what you're getting into. So if you marry this woman and have children with her, you deserve what you get. You brought it upon yourself.
I think you're right.
Yeah. God bless you, man.
Thank you, Jesse.
All
Take
right.
care.
You too. Thank you. Amazing.